Well, I want to say welcome to Riley and Cameron. How are you doing, bud?
You're doing good.
What are we feeding them here?
This is spinach, pear, and apple.
Ah, that's a nice combo. Do you make that yourself?
Not this one, but normally we do. Yes.
And how old is Cameron?
He's 7 months old.
7 months.
Yes.
Oh.
We're so excited about that, aren't we? Yeah.
And would you say that you two, like obviously he can't speak yet, but are you two like Velcro to each other pretty much?
Definitely a lot more lately than normal. Yes, okay. Absolutely.
Do you guys have like an unspoken language with each other?
We do.
Do you kind of know what he needs when he needs it?
Yes, within a split second. I feel like it's, he has a look, he has a sound, he looks different, and I feel like I know right away.
Give me an example of something, like I'm interested to know.
So he was playing on the ground last night with my husband, and within a second he stopped laughing. He just got quiet and looked at me. And I go, "Do you want to sit up?" Because he was laying down on his back. So I immediately pulled him up, sat him up, and he was happy as a clam, laughing away.
Wow.
Right?
Well, so what's interesting about that is that you kind of having that intuitive sense of his needs, what you're doing with that, and I know you're trying to be a good mom just by being there for him, but you're building a really deep foundation of trust for him because you don't realize how they cannot survive without you. They literally, they need you every second of the day,
They
really.
do.
And to be there for him, what you're doing is actually really remarkable because there's like a cause and effect that he's going to learn about with this, which is that if he gets the foundation where you're there for him like immediately, right?
Right.
He feels like, oh, my mom, he can't think it right now with the words, but in his mind, or he feels like, oh, mom's there for me. Like he feels it, right? And that feeling, that lays a foundation so that he can go on and he can like learn because he's like, oh, I'm safe. Learning's good for me now.
Being able to explore that too. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of safety in that. Your mom is a really good mom. Though, there are some people, some kids who don't get that. They're not cared for in the way that you're caring for him. And there's an interesting whole domino effect of consequences with that. And like the cause and effect thing that we were just talking about, where like he may cry and then you come immediately. Mm-hmm. He learns very early, oh, if I do this happens. Right?
True.
Whereas a child who cries, nobody comes, they actually get that mixed up. And so it leads to impulsivity later on in life. It can lead to not understanding consequences. And what's interesting, the most fascinating thing and the tough thing about it is that a lot of kids like that, they end up actually befriending people who are untrustworthy.
Really?
Later in life because they don't see those connections. And it's not always, but it does happen that way sometimes. So here's my question to you.
Okay.
Are you a trusting person?
I would hope so. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Severely. I think some people would say to a fault sometimes.
So I'm in the same place with that. Like I totally trust Wade. I assume nobody is ever gonna lie to me.
Correct.
And so I think that, I give my mom credit, that she was probably there for me and that like built that up. Over time. Now you told me it was apples.
He does love apples.
And I went all out and I was like, you know what? I think I want to try to make for you a little bit of applesauce.
Do you want to try some, Cam?
Do you want to see? All right, you ready to give it a try? It's not your normal. What do you think? I think he's willing to trust me because he trusts you. What do you think? What do you think?
Is that good?
That's interesting. Do
It's
you
a good
want to try a little more?
Oh, yeah. I think you did good. I think you did good.
I'll give you just one more little taste of that. This is my first time making applesauce from scratch, so I just want you to know that I wouldn't blame you if you didn't like it very much.
Oh, you want food all over your face, don't you?
This isn't the only time that you build trust. You're laying that foundation, but the other thing that happens is, as you know, later on in life, we meet people and we realize that actually not everybody has our best interests at heart, that the trust doesn't always go the right way. And so you're doing a great job starting him here, but then later there's going to be other things that he's going to encounter, other people he'll encounter, and that's going to influence the way he thinks about trust, which is what we're going to talk about when we go downstairs. So I want to thank you for being here with me. Thanks for taking the time to bring Cameron. You are wonderful. You know, I hope that you enjoy raising him. He's just a wonderful little boy.
Thank you so much for having us.